while back, Jim drove west to see if what he had heard about the OK Corral and Tombstone was true. Jim had never been out west before, but when he saw the road sign, he knew this was the place to find all the answers. You see, Jim was a songwriter, and in his mind, he had a song telling about this time, this place, its people, and especially about John Henry Doc Holliday. Big Nose Kate's Saloon was his first stop. That's where he found Whiskers, who tended bar longer than anybody could remember. Whiskers knew everybody and everything about Tombstone, the big gunfight, what caused it, and even Boothill.
Hey, come on in, partner. Well, what can I get you?
Oh, whiskey. Isn't that what all cowboys drink?
Yeah.
So is this the town it all happened in?
This is the place.
Must have been some gunfight.
Some gunfight? It was the most famous gunfight in history. Took place right down the street, right in the vacant lot right behind the OK Corral.
Are we gonna listen to them old Tombstone stories again?
Well, I wouldn't mind hearing them.
Well, it started a long time ago, late 1800s, back when Ned Shefflin was going to prospect this area. And he started coming out here, and all they ever told him was, all you're gonna find is your tombstone, Ed. And that's where the town's name came from, Tombstone.
So where does Doc Holliday fit in all this?
Well, Doc Holliday was a Southern gentleman.
You see,
Travel around here.
Doc was a talented dentist, but was saddled with tuberculosis. Hoping to add a few years to his life, he moved west to where the air was clean and dry. Whiskers told of how Doc, a hot-tempered Southerner, became a gambler and made his way to Denver, leaving a trail of fights and killings, some of which are true, and some of which are imagination. It wasn't long before every losing cowboy and gambler wanted to challenge Doc. Holliday continued to drift from town to town, usually on the run. It was in Fort Griffin, Texas, where he became friend to Wyatt Earp, and an even better friend to the only woman in his life, Big Nose Kate. The group migrated west to Tombstone in search of better luck. Well, in Tombstone, Sheriff Behan and a cowboy gang, including the Clantons, had control of the town.
Wyatt came in. He was with Maddie. That's when he arrived in town, had Maddie. Behan came to town. Of course, he had Josephine. Now, Josephine, when they were here, she got an affection toward Wyatt. And throughout the time here, she kind of kept an eye on Wyatt. And pretty soon, Maddie ended up throwing Wyatt out. And Josephine and Wyatt got together. That made a feud between Johnny Behan and the Earps. That didn't settle too well.
It all came to a head when the Earps and the Clantons met that infamous October day at the OK Corral. Jim kept drinking, and pretty soon the whiskey and the story began to come alive in his mind. The stagecoach driver, who had been listening at the bar, persuaded Jim to sleep it off at his ranch. As they stumbled along the wooden sidewalk, Jim told the driver how he thought Doc Holliday was misunderstood.
Well, since the bottle's doing the talking, I think I know how Doc felt.
According to Jim, Doc had a way of seeing through a person, and that made people uneasy. While most people believe Holliday left Griffin, Georgia, and strapped on 245s and left a trail of gambling and killing, Jim sees Doc another way. He told the driver that because of Doc's tuberculosis, he turned to gambling for an income and the bottle to ease his pain. He told of how Doc was forced to use his guns when some sore loser ended up with the wrong hand. And most importantly, how Doc was a true and loyal friend to Wyatt Earp, and how he chose to stand beside Wyatt and the Earp brothers that morning at the OK Corral. Jim said there had been people in his life who had misjudged him the same way, and that's why he felt such a close kinship to the infamous Doc Holliday. As Jim and the driver made their way toward the stagecoach, the wind began to rise from the desert, bringing with it a ghostly apparition and a melody that had laid dormant on the sands of time for over 100 years.
tombstone, dust on my feet. I heard Doc was seen there on some old back street. He left his Griffin home, he brought his Georgia pride, trimmed with pearl handles, one on each side. Whiskey and silver, they flowed through the town. Beehand and cowboys brought trouble around. The Earp out the Pharaoh, search up their gold. Doc gambled on another day, so I am told. Where are you, Doc? Where are you now? Cowboys, they're calling me, okay, Corral. Some say a gambler you kill for fun. They never look down the barrel of a bad man's gun. When you're losing, the world thinks it's right. You hold the winning hand, some cowboys to fight. Josie once behan, fell in love with wine. Kate couldn't hold Doc, he drink and gamble all night. The October sky was painted with gray. John Henry and the Earps laid 3 cowboys away. Dying in bed, miles and years from Tombstone, Doc said, oh, this is funny for a man who tried to die with his boots on. Now where are you, Doc? Where are you now? Cowboys, they're calling me to okay, Corral. Some say a gambler that you kill for fun. They never look down the barrel of a bad man's gun. They never look down the barrel of a bad man's gun.
Okay, you bring coffee around. You guys just walk up and then you mingle in again. Coffee ready over there?
No.
Good morning. You guys slept in, didn't you?
Yeah, nice and warm.
About time.
Fire didn't take and wake you up?
What? What are you doing hanging around with these cowboys?
Who's this guy? You know him?
Never mind.
We got a bottle out of it.
Hey, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
We can share that bottle.
Yeah. Come on, let's have some of that.
Hey, Jim, you had a rough night last night. Let's go have some coffee.
I guess Todd knows it.